So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming. My name is Az, and today we're just going to be going through what I'm going to be doing at the Calling in Hartford, Connecticut in about a month's time. It's very, very close. Cannot wait to get my hands on some heavy hitters, play some CC, and just have a whale of a time, really. But before we go into this, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification if you want to be notified, and check out the ways you can support me in the description box below, whether that's buying some cool stuff from me, we'll go into that in a moment, or subscribing on Patreon and all that good stuff. All of your help is greatly appreciated, and thanks to everybody who does that already and has done for the last couple of years. You know who you are. But yeah, the Hartford, Connecticut, the Calling in Hartford. It's all made possible from a long-time friend, viewer, and collaborator, and that's Tobias at the SCGCON Games. So Tobias does some fantastic altars, and he's basically paid for a lot of the events that I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to show off some altars that he does on his website. And again, if you go to the goagaingaming.com or join the Discord, you'll be able to find that in the merch and affiliate section. But yeah, these are a couple of cool things that he's done. So here are the Snapdragon scalers that I use for my Azalea deck, and some bullseye bracers as well. These are basically holographic things, as you can see there. Holographic stuff printed on the back of a token already. So completely and utterly usable, but just a great way of blinging out your decks and just making your battlefield look better and cooler than everybody else's. Look at this Death Dealer. That's a lovely old job. Look at that. And this is also available as well through goagaingaming.com. This is an exclusive goagaingaming.com altar that I've had done. As you can see, it's a nice little Azalea ace in the hole art. I know a lot of people have picked up these already, but again, using exactly the same process, if you need to flip over the token, you can do Azalea on the back there. But it's just a nice little refreshing piece of art. But Tobias does great altars, and obviously he helps me do the Azalea altars as well on goagaingaming.com. But go and check it out. It's down to him that I'm able to go and do a lot of these events in the first place. So go and check that out when you can. But yeah, the Calling Hartford. Tobias has basically paid for a Fabled package for me. So that includes a Fabled ticket, a silver ticket, and then 2 bronze tickets. He's paid for the Battle Hardened ticket for me. And he's also paid for 2 separate Ravenous Rabble promo events as well. But then there's also another Ravenous Rabble promo event which I can actually go into with the silver ticket, which is on the Sunday, which we'll go to in a moment. But let's just go over to the web capture here, which we'll be able to see everything that's going on. So this is the Calling in Hartford page, or the SCGCON. It's not just Flesh and Blood that's happening at SCGCON. It's Magic and Lorcana as well. So I might even take a Commander deck with me as well. But obviously I'll be there for Flesh and Blood all weekend, so I'm not sure whether I even have time for that. You don't even have time for half the things you plan anyway, because you're meeting people and all this, and that's going to be a whole different thing as well. Completely and utterly cannot wait to meet all the East Coast lot that I have not met yet. There's too many to name, so I'm not going to try and do that. Yeah, if we look at the events, I'm going to be able to go through what ones I'm going to be doing and which ones Tobias has sponsored me for. Now, the agreement that me and Tobias have is basically he pays for all the events that I want to go to, but I give him all the swag as a result, because I only play one deck, and he gets all of the cool stuff that that you sign up for to get these events, that you get from these events, right? But yeah, so I'm going to be doing quite a few things. Let me just check. Yeah, we're on the right page. So Friday, we've signed up for. I just have to check my Google document here. So 1 p.m. Ravenous Rabble. So we've got this event here. This is a heavy sealed promo event. So obviously this is a gold ticket that you need to spend on this, or you just buy it for $50, which is what Tobias did for me. He bought this ticket. So the first event is a heavy sealed promo event, but obviously it's a WTR Welcome to Wraith Alpha qualifier as well. So if you're picked by entering these events, you can actually get involved with a WTR Alpha draft, or Alpha. I think that's an Alpha draft, which will be fun. I've never been able to do that. I suck at draft, but it would be fun to do WTR Alpha nonetheless. So that's the first event we're going to be doing, is the 1 p.m. Heavy Seal promo event. And I've written some notes here. Is we probably will play a few games, 1 or 2 games, and then drop, because I want to use my bronze ticket to play in the Blitz event, which is at 3 o'clock. So as you can see here, the Blitz event, I've got a couple of bronze tickets from the Fabled package that Tobias has given me, so I don't really get too much opportunity to use those, so I do want to try and use those as soon as I can. I think the Heavy Seal promo event is mainly just for opening the packs, on the first day, right? Because heavy hitters would have just come out, so I think that's a good way to do it. It's just to experiment with the set that way and play a couple of sealed games. But then at 3 o'clock, I'm going to try and use my bronze ticket to play a little bit of Blitz. And again, that's a WTI Alpha qualifier as well. So I don't know what... Oh yeah, one player will be randomly selected to participate in the draft. So yeah, that's always worth doing and cashing any tickets for that. So I'm going to be doing that as well, hopefully after playing a few games of Sealed. And then another thing on my docket for that day is the CC Super Armory, which I've paid for as well. I've paid for this one myself. This is a silver ticket. Oh no, maybe I haven't. This is a silver ticket, so I don't know did I buy this one? I can't remember. But nevertheless, that's what we're going to be trying. We're going to try and do that at 5 o'clock, and we are going to see out that event. We're not going to drop or anything, depending on whether dinners are happening or all of this. That's the great thing about these events, is that you plan some stuff, but sometimes it doesn't even come to pass because you're out getting lunch or whatever. But I always like to have stuff planned that I can do if I want to. And regardless, I'm going to be turning up to as many of these events, all of these events, because obviously I've been sponsored to play in them. So yeah, obviously you want to be attending as much as we can, obviously, to get Tobias his sweet swag, of course. But yeah, that's the Friday. The Friday is pretty cool. Then the Saturday is the day of the calling. So obviously that starts pretty early, I think. Yeah, at 10 a.m. the calling is sealed. So the plan for this is basically play a few games and then potentially drop. So 10 a.m. Is when it starts. Play a few games I've written here, and then potentially drop because I want to play the CC again bronze ticket event, which is at 2 o'clock. So again, that's a classic constructed bronze event. That's another opportunity for me to use a bronze ticket that I get from the Fabled package. I don't see myself doing very well in the calling sealed anyway. It's just an excuse to open more heavy hitters, open up some packs, play of the new hero, see if I gravitate towards them. Probably not. I love Azalea too much, so we'll see. But yeah, it should be fun nonetheless. If we do well in the calling, then lovely old job. But I can't see myself doing too well in the calling. But yeah, hopefully we'll be playing a bit of Classic Constructed at 2 p.m. with a bronze ticket. And then after that, we've got the sealed Ravenous Rabble promo event, which is at 5 o'clock. So again, that's another gold ticket that's been purchased via Tobias, who's paid for this because he wants those Ravenous Rabbles promos. I mean, who doesn't? Let's be honest. But yeah, that's going to be happening at 5 o'clock. And again, it's another chance for me to get into the Welcome to Wraith Alpha Qualifier draft as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's going to pretty much sum up the Saturday. And then we're going to move on to Sunday, which is going to be a quality day, because I'm actually going to be able to play a bit of CC today, and that's the Battle Hardened Classic Constructed. So that's going to be pretty sick. Cannot wait to do that. And that starts at 9 a.m, which again, Tobias has bought a ticket for me, because I think you get what do you get for the Battle Hardened? I can't remember what you get. Oh, here it is. It says here somewhere. No, it doesn't say on here. It says somewhere else. You get some cool stuff for the Battle Hardened as well. I think it's the gold tokens, the wage gold tokens, I believe, the 3 of. I think it's those anyway. So yeah, we're going to be playing as much as we can and trying as hard as we can with Azalea in the Battle Hardened, and really trying to get as far as we can in that. But obviously I don't envision myself going too far into that tournament because it is quite a high level of play. So I've written on here that, again, paid ticket, CC Azalea, let's go. But then potentially dropping to play the CC Ravenous Rabble promo event, which again has been paid for by Tobias at 2 o'clock. So we do have, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. We have 5 hours of CC in the Battle Hardened. So I imagine that after 4 hours, 5 hours, we will know whether we've actually done enough to carry on, at which case we will then, sort out what we need to do if that's the case. If I manage to do well in the Battle Hardened, I'll have to have a word with Tobias, or try and find someone that wants to do the Classic Constructed promo event. But I imagine that I'm not going to be doing that well or well enough to go far in the Battle Hardened. So yeah, after that we're going to go to the Classic Constructed event, which again is another Ravenous Rabble event, but it's CC and it's at 2 o'clock. So we got a lot of CC on the Sunday, which is how I want to end it. I love CC, it's my favourite format. There's a load of room in CC to really sort of wrestle the game back in some matchups. Some matchups not, but it's the premier format. Absolutely love it. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan with regards to the events. And again, thank you very much for Tobias at the Sigilate Games for sponsoring me to do these events. And again, if we go deep in the Battle Hardened, I'll have to try and figure something out with regards to what happens next, because obviously we'll still have that Classic Constructed Silver promo event to do as well. So we'll see what happens. But is Az going to go far on the Battle Hardened? Probably not, let's be honest. But yeah, Tobias does a great job. Does some epic altars. Let me switch back to my face camera now. Does some epic altars, as you can see here. These are the two ones I run in the Azalea deck. They're only printed on tokens, of course, because obviously you don't want to be defacing your legendaries and what have you. And of course, we've got the Go Again Gaming Azalea Tobias treatment token, which you can get on goagaingaming.com, which is using the same process. So yeah, thanks for Tobias for sponsoring me to do that. And all the patrons as well for continuously supporting towards the chaotic cause of Go Again Gaming here. And of course, SCGCON, the Calling Hartford, and the trip in general is going to be documented on the channel as well. So just a bit of details as to regards to what my trip actually looks like. So I fly into Washington on the 31st. Let's have a look quickly. Flying to Washington on the 31st. So I get into Washington around about sort of 3:30, 4 o'clock. Once I get past the customs and all that, and after I've entered the US, I'm going to get a Amtrak to New York. Maybe meet up with Jim. I think Jim, if Jim's available, Jim from Fab TCG Cards, he said he might be able to give me a lift to the Washington railway station in the centre, so I can get an Amtrak into New York. And then when I get to New York, I'm going to be checking in at a hotel called Pod 51. It's just basically like a very, very cheap hotel on the east side of Manhattan. So I think it's fairly close to the train station and what have you, so we'll see. It's a nice little cheap place, cheap and cheerful. I've watched a few YouTube videos on it. It sounds and looks pretty good for the money that you pay. Going to be staying at Pod 51 on Wednesday night, and then also on Thursday night, going to be spending there as well. So I've got a whole day in New York on the Thursday, which is going to be fun. It's going to be a bit of a sightseeing thing. If people are in New York on that day, I'm going to be hanging around. I'm going to be doing some stuff, maybe going to the top of the Rock and seeing the cityscape from there, and maybe getting on one of those city cruises as well. Doing a lot of touristy stuff while I'm there. Going to Cat's Deli to have an absolute pastrami on rye sandwich. And then maybe going out for some drinks on Thursday night. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I've also reached out to what was the game store called? There was a game store in New York. I think it's in Chinatown or sort of near Chinatown. I've reached out to see if they want to do a shop tour video with me. We'll see if that materialises. Just general Go Again Gaming, Chaos, Vlog, that sort of style thing. Content's going to come out for that. So expect that's going to be all good. Cannot wait to do that. It's going to be awesome. And then on the Friday morning, we are going to be getting the Amtrak early to Hartford. And then from Hartford, going to our Airbnb, which is very, very close to the actual venue, dropping our stuff off, and then going straight in to the Heavy Hitters sealed promo event at 1 o'clock. So we are going to be on quite a tight schedule from New York to Hartford, but I reckon it's completely and utterly doable. But we have to make sure we get up bright and early, even though we're still going to be a little bit behind on the jet lag, to make sure we get to the venue for 1 o'clock in Hartford from New York. So, going to be really, really awesome. Cannot wait to crack Heavy Hitters and play some sealed, play some limited, and then also play some Azalea, of course, in a couple of CC events. Primarily the Battle Hardened. Going to try hard as much as I can for that, with my favourite character, of course, Azalea. And will the Judge, Jury, Executioner be legal then? I think it might be, right? The card that I spoiled, I think it will probably be legal at that point. So maybe even slot that in the deck, and maybe hopefully even pull that card or buy it as a single that weekend. Although, LSS, wrong breast, are sending me the card in January, I believe. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But it's going to be good fun nonetheless. And if you are going to Hartford, leave a comment in the section below. If you see me around, this is what I look like. Stop by, say hello. That would be fantastic. I'm going to be giving away some cool tokens while I'm there as well. So if you come up to me and say hi, I'll give you like a Shui token. Not sure whether I have those on me actually. No, I don't. But yeah, come and say hi. I'll give you a cool token. Yeah, really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be documented on Go Again Gaming, of course. And until then, if you can see as well, this room, this studio is stripped bare at the moment, and that's because I'm moving house soon. So I'm not sure what the formats of my sort of studio videos are going to be like for the next year or so while I sort some shit out. But yeah, bear with me on that, and yeah, there's going to be loads of other content coming to you, of course, and the weekly Flesh and Blood games that we play in the Discord. Again, links in the description box below if you want to get involved with that. Monday Night Fab, that's also a recurring thing at the moment. And of course, expect more chaos here on Go Again Gaming throughout the year. Hopefully we can do 2K subs by the end of this year. We don't really push hard for that sort of stuff, really, to be honest. We don't try and hit numbers, although we probably should. But I like to let people discover this channel, discover me organically. And if they want to support, they can. If not, then whatever. But I'm just doing this for a laugh. I'm doing this to share my experiences, and hope you enjoy it. But until next time, we'll do it all over again here on Go Again Gaming. I've been Az, and we'll see you very, very soon. Cheers. That's it, really, yeah.